Hello school, it's Fortune, your head boy. I just wanted to say well done and thank you on taking initiative by donating goods to the school that will be donated to the community and also participating in the Mandela Run/walk on the weekend. It surely is encouraging and it surely did lift up the community over the past weekend. I now hand over to Sipho. Thank you.
Hello school, it's your head girl Sipho. I just want to say I'm so proud of all of you for sanitizing your hands and wearing your masks and just making school such a safe and good environment to come back to. I now hand over to Mr. Guthrie. Thank you.
Good morning, Kirovians, and welcome to this morning's assembly. There is little doubt that we live in a world where we have become increasingly self-focused, where it's about the individual and there's less care and concern for others. I suggest many of us need to change the way we think, to put others first and to make them the center of importance. This is applicable at every level, as a friend, a captain of a team, a group leader, a teacher in the classroom, or the headmaster of the school. Is it about you, or is it about the people you serve? I read an article recently which drew some comparisons between the characteristics of dogs and cats. And it suggested that dogs are generally friendly, welcoming, forgiving, outgoing, and have a pack mentality, whereas cats tend to be cool, aloof, and not overly concerned for fellow members of the team. The idea is that humans should strive to be more like dogs than cats. The article made some suggestions about lessons we might learn from dogs. The first suggestion was most dogs want to have a good time, keeping things light and not being serious all the time. The easiest way to burn out a dog is to work it all the time. I remember taking my dog to puppy school. We would train for 30 minutes and then allow the dogs off their leads so they could romp around and play. Then it would be back on the leads and the training resumed. They soon learned what work time was and what downtime was. The article suggests that this could be applied on the sports field, at practice, and in the classroom. The strange thing about downtime is that relationships develop to a deeper level because it's during these phases that you let your guard down. There have often been statements passed by members of staff after camps or tours such as, "I was so amazed with so-and-so on camp or on tour. I saw another side to him," or outside the classroom, "It was simply impressive." There's also been comments by coaches who, amidst a number of gripes about a particular group in the classroom, will say, "I've no problem with him or her at sports practice. We have a close relationship and he or she is a great team member." There are significant messages in this lesson. During events like camps, sport, or other extracurricular activities, we are essentially having fun, or one's guard is down, and we are giving our best for the team, both as players and coaches. In those moments, it's about others. It is about serving the team. It's not about us, it's about the team. The second suggestion from the article, in order to have a successful team or reach levels of excellence, you need to let bygones be bygones. To illustrate this point of letting bygones be bygones, I refer to a golfing great, Rory McIlroy, who played in the Masters, one of the world's most prestigious golfing events a few years ago. He led the Masters for 3 days, and with 9 holes to play on the final day, he had a lead of 5 shots, which is substantial. On the 10th hole, he made a triple bogey. He still had a lead of 2 shots. He then followed it with a bogey and a double bogey, and in the space of 3 holes, he lost 6 shots and the lead. He never recovered, simply because he couldn't let the 10th hole out of his mind. Mentally, he stayed at the 10th hole and he threw away the Masters Golf Championship. A further illustration closer to home, and please allow me to use this rugby example. You are playing second centre against Thomas Moore, with Kure Hillcrest on the attack in the first 5 minutes, and an open try line is in front of you. The inside centre flings you a pass at ankle height, and you knock it on, and the opposition recovers the ball and kicks for touch. At that moment, you now have a number of options. Firstly, you can say nothing and simply harbour simmering anger at the inside centre will fling you such a pathetic pass. In this situation, like McIlroy, you will stay in that moment and more than likely have the worst game of your life, simply because you are mentally distracted. Secondly, you could explode. by ranting and raving at the inside centre for flinging such a pathetic pass. Result? You make a spectacle of yourself. It is unlikely that you'll receive another pass from him for the entire game, and your relationship with your fellow centre falls apart and the team suffers. You also run a high risk of being dropped for the next game because the coach is unimpressed with you. Thirdly, you can have the attitude of a dog and say, "Sorry I missed the pass. I wasn't close enough. I'll take the next pass and make up for the try I missed. By the way, you're having a great game. Keep it up." The tough option is number 3, because then it is about the team. You take the blame, you make the other person the center of importance. When that happens, you'll be amazed at the quality of the next pass from your fellow center and the great game that you play. A third illustration: when you're playing ball with your dog, he never complains how far you throw it, how high you throw it, or if you duff the throw. He simply delights that he's part of the team and having the time of his life with you. The suggestion here is, imagine what you could achieve if this was our attitude as members of the community, on the sports field, in the classroom and elsewhere, if we get ourselves to choose option 3. It was suggested in the article that an ability to get over issues and move ahead is a key roadblock to teamwork, or success, or enjoyment, or winning and being successful. Dogs are always in the moment, and therefore do not hold any grudges or hang into resentment. Dogs simply wipe the slate clean. They forgive and work harder to please. Many of us would have been in the following situation. You arrive home in a grumpy mood, and your dog comes to greet you. And you, out of frustration, show irritation towards your dog. Your dog gets confused, looks as if to say, "What have I done wrong now?" And he skulks away. 2 minutes later, you whistle for your dog, and he comes bounding up to you, wagging his tail, jumping around, looking for a ball and ready to play. All past is hurt immediately, forgotten, and you are forgiven unconditionally. The issue's over. It's time to move on. Again, imagine if we as members of the school could have that mentality in the classroom, on the sports field, and on the stage. There's a good chance that our relationships and success levels would reach new heights. As I mentioned earlier, it's not about you or me. It's about the people we serve and the community we foster. Have a great week and stay safe.